So let's get right into it at Tower of Heaven.
It's gonna be a pretty okay start. I mean, we're not going too crazy. We're not picking the new Ori stage or anything. We're just going with the tried and true.
Yeah, I mean, this is, in my opinion, one of the best neutral stages that you can really get, and this is honestly one of my picks for starters. So that is what I was talking about when I was saying I see a little bit of that Falcon Nair, that move right there, that fair that comes out from Ori is super sick, especially if they DI in, you can chain them all together.
Something to keep in mind here when you're watching Ori is pay attention to the Ori's movements. Don't pay attention to this one. Okay, never mind. He's back. He got fair. But something with Ori is that a little detail is to watch how they move and how they manipulate sign, because this is going to be, their movement is going to play a huge part. You didn't think movement was really helpful in Rivals at first, but when you play Ori, you notice that it's all a part of your aggression to play that bait and switch.
So you'll notice that this Ori, when it doesn't actually use a ton of the charge sign. Instead, he does things where he'll kind of tack on a little bit of extra damage here and there. So for instance, he'll up tilt and then he'll tack on one or two really quickly. Because it doesn't do anything like knockback or it doesn't disturb their opponents, it's kind of just like a, hey, we can, add in a little bit of extra percentage. It's nothing that pushes his opponent away. So thinking more about the damage perspective, you'll also see little things where he'll throw some of the orbs back at his opponents. He's thinking about kind of playing this with whittling away at his opponent, right?
Stacking on more damage, playing the zoning game, keeping it safe. Ooh, there we go. That was a good forward strong. Be handing him off stage, but Sign isn't going to be there to help him out there. Oh, okay. Down airs the rock. Oh, he tried to go for the horn drill. He wanted that headbutt so bad, but got on stage too quick.
Do you find it particularly hard to trap someone like Ori as someone like Kragg? Because while your foot speed isn't that good, I mean, you're trying to use things like some of your longer hitboxes, your down B, a couple of different options with the rock. Like, you're trying to trap Ori, right, and not allow him to move around as much.
It's more of the fact that it's hard to get away from Ori. Ori has, I was gonna say this before I let you go, but Ori has a lot of aerial drift and is super quick. So getting away from Ori is more the problem when it comes to Kragg, because he has no way to get out of there except for side special. But when do you want to use that?
That was
such a good trap with the side special. That was great, and he goes for the forward strong. He doesn't tech off the rock. Oh goodness!
That was a good raw bear.
Oh, snipes,
dirty.
The shot put, man.
That's really sick.
Oh my god! He's coming out with this Ori. We were saying, I hope we see some Ori sometime around. We got it first set rather, and we're seeing some good Ori play. Ori's winning, guys.
So you were talking about there was actually a really cool moment you talked about where he had the tech roll. He used the side B to catch the tech roll and then continued to combo afterwards. That was rad. The use of side B throughout that entire match was actually really interesting, right? Yeah. He would use it to zone. He would use it to poke at people. He would use it as an edge guarding thing where it's like, I know you're going to come back, but I'm going to chuck this out. I'm going to get rid of this the platform that comes up, but I'm also going to see if I can use it just to get a little extra percentage here.
There's some unexplored potential with the light grenade too. The way that he used it with tech chasing was super safe. The thing about it is that it not only is a moving hitbox once it hits the ground, it also has a few frames of a lasting hitbox for the explosion. So when he tossed the grenade, where the Jackie Peanuts was going to tech roll, then he effectively just covered that option almost indefinitely.
Takes him off the top. Okay. I see you. See, most people, I'm glad that we're seeing that Jackie Peanuts knows how to get out of that up tilt. Way too many people fall in prey to that. He tries to threaten with Dare there. The idea is that if we had seen Jackie commit to it, he would have still been safe because it would have landed on the platform, but the hitboxes would have still been active.
You can see right now that R-Fox is actually very, very afraid to go off stage versus Jackie Peanuts. There is even though Ori has a bunch of movement speed, or rather aerial drift, so you think going off stage would be really good for Ori, but there's a lot of, you have to go off stage at the right angle and at the right time, because he has a lot of moves, or rather 2 moves that could kill himself really easily. so he doesn't want to mess up. And a lot of the times, actually, that sheepishness will kind of be a detriment to their gameplay because they won't want to go to the ledge. They don't want to be aggressive versus a Kragg, especially when you have to as a Kragg. There we go. We see the aggressiveness. He comes in with the raw back air. Perfect stuff from our Fox. Beautiful play.
Oh my gosh, I'm having flashback of my Falcon days. That was sick. He tried to cover it up there. He guessed hard DI out. Oh, he caught him with the rock. Oh, nearly caught him with the pants down, but we haven't been seeing much.
Oh, that was such a well-spaced bear. But he gets back on stage. Good stuff from
Jackie Peanuts. Does he have a chance here? No, he doesn't want to commit. The fair coming up, disrupting him. He's at... okay, this is... Okay.
Jackie Peanuts being very, very patient with him, and the patience paid off, especially on Endless Abyss. This stage actually I think is really good for Kragg. It allows him to kind of space things out and be a little bit more unpredictable, and because Kragg is like this latent zoning character that people don't really think about being a zoning character because a lot of players that play Kragg nowadays are so aggressive with him, but when you give him a stage where he can't do anything, then you kind of see the zoning character come out.
Yeah. Makes sense. You have to switch gears. You have to change it up.
Yep.
Rock is too good of an option not to use, but let's go over to home field advantage for Ori at the Spirit Tree.
Hey, we're just getting the entire DLC in this one set, the first set of RCS September. Perfect. Now the Ori has to win, and then we can see everything just unfold before our eyes. The nerfs are coming in. Ooh, doesn't get the parry on the side special. Oh, you can see R Fox getting a little bit over aggressive now. Sometimes when you get hold of Ori's speed, you just want to keep going on that 12th gear. Yeah. It's always that speed, and you always want to stay aggressive, and it just kind of gets to people's heads.
I can't help but think about how many times though that we've seen like opportunities for. Oh, that was actually pretty tricky. using the down B to just launch that rock back at Kragg. But here's the thing: is like how many times have we been seeing opportunities here where we could have seen Stein have a fully charged explosion there and utilize it, but we haven't seen it that much, if at all, this set. I feel like he does such a great job zoning, but R-Fox could just add that to the arsenal. He would be that much better of an Ori.
It's also kind of hard against a Kragg to start up the whole charge flame edge guarding thing because he could just side special through it. So
yeah,
there's no real point, I guess, in this level of play to really start going for the charge specials or the charge flames. But Spirit Flame definitely will come in handy with how laggy Kragg's moves are. Oh, the last hit of the up air, sending him backward. It's perfect. I see you, Johnny.
Okay. We got fair straight to up air to push him out. I think it was hard DIing out.
Uh-oh. I tried to go for the down special there. I wonder what was that.
Slippery.
Good parry punish.
Okay.
The rock, you pummel him. Not going to get him close to the blast zone enough. But he still has in a bad situation. Oh,
he was smothered underneath the stage. I mean, you would cut off so many different options. He was losing more and more options here, but he has so many different hitboxes that can cover up Ori as they are recovering back up to the top of the stage.
The up air, gonna send him off stage with the fair, and now it's back into the situation again. I was saying before that Ori's recovery is like a hit and miss. Oh, we are actually not going to see the Ori move on. We are seeing the Kragg come out on top, 2-1 against R Fox.
Kragg is crushing it and continues. I think that it came down to that moment where it was just fantastic edge guarding at the very end, constantly having hitboxes there. Because you're not seeing that active hitbox come out there and actually threaten Kragg at that angle, you were able to just put out hitboxes and stuff out Ori and Stein and pretty much secure victory at that point. But he was already ahead. He was doing a great job zoning, throwing the rocks. I love it. That's personally my favorite way of playing Kragg. I just laugh every single time I hit somebody with rocks.
It's something you never know that you wanted to do in fighting games. Just pick up a rock. Like